Hello, my gorgeous Scorpio friends, and welcome to our October 2021 reading. We are here. We are diving into Scorpio season this month, and I am very excited about that. I love Scorpio energy. I have a lot of it in my chart, and I'm even an 8th house Leo sun, so I like this energy a lot. And this is a really interesting month. So we have a ton of energy moving through your neighboring sign of Libra. So this is 12th house energy, kind of prepping you for your season. We've got Sun moving through there, new moon moving through Libra, Mercury retrograde moving through Libra, and your original ruling sign Mars moving through Libra most of the month until the very end of the month. So we're working with this 12th house spiritual hidden realm energy, which works great for you. This is a really powerful season of review, introspection, reflection, and getting back to peace and harmony within ourselves. And that's like a note for the collective. And the way that this showed up for me in my notes and in when I was feeling through your energy was that I want you to take care of your ghosts. And I don't mean to be like too on theme here, too like, appropriate for Scorpio season, but take care of your ghosts. And I really mean this. I've actually been doing this practice a lot myself recently, and it's one that really helps us open up to what is to come, because not only is this a month of review and understanding and peace and harmony and doing all of that, this is also a month that is trying to get each and every one of us to see with new eyes, to work with what I like to call the unimaginable horizon, those things, those events, those situations, those locations, those commitments, those friendships, those love partnerships, all of it that we just cannot possibly imagine from here. We can't imagine our way into it because it's elements, it's those little details. You ever think about, when you really love somebody and they come into your life, that friend, that partner, there's all these little details about them, the color of their eyes, the way their laugh crinkles their face, the way that they wear certain clothes, the way that they speak. We could never have come up with all those beautiful details. I mean, look at that person, we just think, wow. That's unimaginable horizon. So let's talk about these ghosts, the ghosts a little bit. Oh, I also wanted to mention a lot of planets are going direct this month as well. Mercury in Libra will go direct on the 18th and then begin the post-shadow phase and start moving through Libra forward. We also have Pluto, your ruling planet, going direct in Capricorn, and Saturn and Jupiter going direct in Aquarius. So we've got a ton of forward motion starting up in October as well. Let's talk about these ghosts while I shuffle. What do I mean by these ghosts? I mean all our past little selves from any age, any year of our lives that are holding on, trying to keep us safe, trying to control the situation and see the world through their eyes. And I'm not an inner family systems therapist, so I'm not going to be able to offer you the whole walkthrough. Highly recommend that form of therapy if you're looking for some guidance. Great process, and I have done it myself. So, but anyway, my point being, we have, and they're kind of like these little trapped spirits, these trapped ghosts in us that are often trying to direct our path because they love us, because they want to keep us safe. 6 of Wands, baby, I love it. And, so a change of season, a change of light, an association with something can bring these spirits to us, right? They can bring them to the forefront. And those spirits want to then take control of the wheel. And so this month is a great month, Notice those spirits. Pay attention to those spirits. Those spirits need love. They need support. Page of Swords. They need support. They need love. They need recognition of their existence, of their beingness in order to be released. So because this is a season of renewal for you all. This is a season of deep spiritual connection and rebirth for every single one of you. And it's a time when we really can make our hearts and our spirits more open. I guess our spirits are always open. Our intellectual mind our physical body can be more open to our spirit, perhaps is the way I should put it. This is just a powerful season for that. And as it's right before your birthday, this is a time of integration, understanding, rest, checking in with your spirit, taking care of your energy. And I highly recommend taking care of your energy these days, my friends. Homeward Traveler. Hi, I love this card. Oh, by the way, I didn't even describe what's going on. So I pulled a couple of cards from my traditional deck, and then I'm using my Oracle of the Hidden Worlds deck that I've just received, and I love it, and I've really been enjoying working with its medicine. And so we're gonna add an Oracle card into the discussion today. So Homeward Traveler, completion, reunion, return. I love it. I love it. Here's the thing, you know, our spirits, our ghosts, our trapped little selves, the ones that needed some love and support at different times in our lives, they're not the homeward travel, right? They're the spirits that feel that they are blocked from feeling whole and one and loved and all of that. And so as we give those spirits honor, our homeward travel is to something that isn't about familiar patterns from our past that were hurtful, right? They're about welcoming ourselves to our truest home, which in life is it's a constant kind of play on figuring out what that is and what that looks like and what that feels like. And it's part of this whole mystery. So let's talk about these cards, because honestly, there's a ton of support here. There's a ton of really warm, loving clarity going on here that is about breaking out of old patterns. It is about moving forward. It is about connecting with that unimaginable horizon. And you're just going to be starting to get the little breadcrumb trail of it at the beginning of Scorpio season this year as we head into this Halloween season. And it's going to keep unfolding. And one thing I want to say before I get to these cards as well is I'm thinking about this. The South Node is coming your way. It is coming your way. In fact, I have a South Node in Scorpio. In a few months, we are going to have South Node in Scorpio work to do. And this is going to be really interesting. We'll get more into it when we get closer to that for you all. But just know that there's going to be a season coming up here where it's going to be about not just relying on some of your old tools, but on allowing yourself more peace, more joy than ever. And not to say that I think Scorpios are some of the funniest, warmest, most loving people ever. Love the energy. But this is going to be a season coming up, and we're going to be feeling more and more of it kind of tingling in the air, where you're going to be asked to tap more into other aspects of yourself. We'll get into it. Let's talk about these cards. You know what? I'm here, there, everywhere. There's a lot of energy moving through right now, and it takes a moment to let it come through. All right. So we have the Six of Wands, our dear friend, the Six of Wands, right? This is a card known as the card of triumph. It's kind of coming out of the weeds a little bit, right? Like you've been in some kind of confusion, unknown, maybe a stressful situation, or something that you just don't have a grasp on yet. And the Six of Wands is that moment of coming out into the light, understanding it all, having it come whole, full circle, understanding where you are, being able to see and just enjoy it. And I do think, you know, as we enter into this season of integration, right before your birthdays, right before Scorpio season, this is a wonderful time to give yourself a moment to understand how far you've come, understand what you've grown into. And actually, this can be a card where you're starting to feel a little bit more in flow with your life and yourself, and can feel really good and empowered. So this is a moment of clarity to just enjoy and take a look around. Now, along with that, as soon as we get clarity on one thing, we're going to get news about another. The Page of Swords, love this guy. A little blunt, a little to the point, a little just freewheeling, just ready to get in there. But what I love about Page of Swords is he brings new, fresh perspective, fresh information. And what's interesting about Page of Swords in connection with our conversation about taking care of our spirits, our ghosts, the ones that are trapped and want to be freed, Page of Swords comes in and is like, hey, here's some fresh perspective. Here's something new I want you to see. Here's something that I want you to break into. And that's one of the big themes I'm noticing as we head into Scorpio season for you all this year, is that you're being asked to see something that you isn't just the familiar, isn't just based on those old ghosts, but is based on something completely different. And we're just beginning that here, but we're going to keep this cycle going for the next several months. So keep that in mind. And part of what this Page of Swords is showing me is that we're wanting to focus on this homeward traveler energy right here. Now, of course, if you're somebody who is seeking home, looking for home, doesn't know what home is, can't feel home in their body, or is just in a place in their life where they're in a movement, believe me, I get it, homeward traveler is going to be a really nice message, I think, for any of you out there that are going through anything like that with home, themes of safety. But this card is obviously, you know, this is an oracle deck about the hidden world, the spiritual, energetic world. And completion, reunion, return are the main themes here. And homeward traveler here is about coming back to your true essence, coming back to your truest self and finding home in that. And our truest essence isn't always the life experiences we've been through, isn't always the familiar, isn't always the past, right? Our homeward travel can involve traveling to something that hasn't been familiar to us in the practical day-to-day life that we are in here and now, right? Our homeward travel can feel alien to our inner ghosts, to our past selves. That is possible. But it's going to feel true for your heart space and for your spirit and for the stillness in your center, right? There's going to be a warmth that radiates from your solar plexus up when it comes to thinking about this homeward travel. And so often in our lives, and not everyone, but so many of us, including myself, will block ourselves from our homeward travel on that spiritual energetic level because we don't think we deserve it. We think it's too weird. We just don't want to see it. So the homework here with homeward travel, and I just love this card. It may be one of my favorites of this entire, I think it's like my favorite of this entire deck. I just love it. I love it so much. The message with this card is to let yourself travel home. I know that sounds so simple, but sometimes the simplest directives are the ones that we are the quickest to brush aside and not hear and not connect with because it seems too basic. And those are often the places we need to go first. And I just want to offer that invitation to go homeward travel, to go to the unimaginable horizon, to go to your spirit, to go to allowing yourself to have this beautiful thing ahead. You don't have to replay yourself as you've been this whole time. It's never too late, ever, to allow yourself to travel home. And I think when I think about traveling home, when it comes to like just allowing myself to be me without censoring myself or like forcing myself into social situations or scenarios that don't work for me, homeward travel is something that doesn't just happen one time in one season, right? It's something that I have to keep practicing. Am I going home to myself, or am I going away from myself when I'm doing that? Am I going away from who I truly am when I'm doing that? You know, I'm personally somebody who, for me, part of homeward travel is literally being in my home space because I get very overwhelmed by big social environments. I'm good at it. I can charm people. I can be very good, but I need time to come home to myself. And it's important that I do that, you know, regularly. And when I don't do that, when I don't listen to that, I'm going away from home. And it just so happens that literally often home is where I like to be, to just dream and be with spirit. But it's just an example, you know, I have to gauge, am I going away from my true home or am I going toward it? And there's just an invitation here to adjust where you see that. But also recognize that home can look like something a little unfamiliar because it hasn't been played out in your like physical life at different periods of your life. Home can look your definition of what home is can look very different than what you grew up in, what you've lived the last 10 years in, or what you thought you needed to make home because it made sense for some reason, right? Like, we are allowed to reinvent that and understand it and go toward it, even if it's not the status quo we've been living in recent years, months, or throughout our whole lives. So just a reminder there. So with that being said, I am going to be offering a lot of deep support this month over on my Patreon. We're going to be doing the work together, and it's going to be a beautiful space. So if you're looking for some more support, love, guidance, I'd love to see you there. It's a great way to help me out, and then I get to help you out. So it's like this perfect energetic exchange. I just love it. But of course, I love having you here too. So let me know how your October's going, how you're feeling about this Scorpio season coming up, where you're at in life. Comment and then subscribe, like, hang out with me. I'd love to see you here. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Vrba, as well as my website. So I'll leave all of those links below so you know where to find me. And I will see you all for the continuation of Scorpio season very, very soon. I love you so much. Have a beautiful beginning to this amazing season in the year, and listen to your soul.